Welcome back, everyone. Thought it would be an opportune time to do a very brief Swift Apple update. I just received, and it just was reinvested automatically, my last Apple dividend for the year of 2020. As we are in the fourth quarter of 2020, this is the last dividend I will receive for 2020. Next one won't be until quarter one of 2021. Now, usually in these dividend updates, what I like to do is actually look at the percentage increase between the last dividend and the most recent one. I'm not going to do that in this update because it wouldn't be an accurate representation. The reason for that is because I've been pouring thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars over the last few months into Apple. Following subsequently the stock split, I basically sold off my entire portfolio. If you haven't seen any of my Apple updates, all the links will be down below in the description. I have an entire series of Apple updates that I've been doing just because it is where the bulk of my net worth is really in. So I did receive a very hefty dividend because of that. I was just in time for the ex-dividend and payable date, and so I received probably one of the biggest dividends I've ever received, definitely from Apple, but in all my stock history. Something comparable might be Store. Store does pay a very high dividend, but Apple pays a much, much lower percentage dividend compared to Store. So when you do it, if you do it relatively, Apple actually was probably a greater dividend just because I have so much money in it. My Roth IRA, I have my S&P 500 index fund in there. The dividends from that do pay pretty well as well. S&P 500 index funds tend to pay quite a high percentage compared to other blue chip stocks. But I do want to look at this update here and look at what I received, and also look at the time frame between receiving that dividend, look at how it was finally completed, and then ultimately reinvested right into the asset itself and security. So let's go ahead. We're going to dive right into my Robinhood portfolio, and we'll also do a brief Apple update while we're at it. Why not? I've scooped up a few more shares since the last one. So let's go right in. So we're in familiar waters. We are back in my Robinhood portfolio. You guys have seen this now hundreds of times if you are a stalwart supporter of my channel. And by the way, if you have been enjoying my Apple updates, you have been enjoying my videos, you have been enjoying all the various topics I cover on this channel, just do me one small quick favor. Go ahead and smash the like button for me. Just give the video a big thumbs up. Smash the like button. Also, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the big red button that you'll find. If you're colorblind, then it is a very big button. You can't miss it. Also, go ahead and next to it, you'll see a little notification bell to the right of that button. It'll probably be on my left, or depending on how you're looking at the screen. But it is that little notification bell, and you can click that. And what that will do is notify you every single time I do make a new one. That way you're your first line to see it, and you won't miss a beat. Okay, so we're in my Robinhood portfolio now. Portfolio has basically reached another record, 132.5 right now for my total portfolio, and very close to being able to sell Store, which is still in the red because I got it in a relatively high price. And then we can put that right back into Apple. That will be about $10,000 just in and of itself. But we are in my Robinhood portfolio now, and what we want to do is go to the Apple dividend history to show you guys exactly what happened and what played out here with this dividend. So we click on Apple. Apple, not bad. I would have expected it by around this time, though, November, to be at least 120 or in the early 120s, but I guess still we have so much uncertainty with the stimulus package and stimulus into the economy, the vaccine, Biden's win, unpredictable stuff. Couldn't have predicted that before the election, at least with this Pfizer vaccine. So here we are right now. We're at Apple. $119.25 is the current price. Market value of just Apple stands at $122,273.75. Scooped up a few more shares. Average cost, I always like to look at the average cost, still stands at $106.97. Even though I keep buying and buying at the present day price, my average cost just budges pennies, which I'm really happy about. I want that average cost to stay as low as possible. It means more gains for me, of course. Portfolio diversity right now is 92.26%. And that will be 100% once I sell Store. It'll be 100% my entire portfolio. So what we do is we scroll down here, past the news, you go past the news, you go past the analyst ratings, you go past the earnings, then you can go to the history. We'll do show more. We'll take it a step further and go to dividends. Well, first we'll go to order. Let's go to orders first. So you can see some history right here. Just my most recent one was Friday the 13th, scooped up 0.13. Before that, it was 2.4. So I scooped up just about 2.5 shares there. A little bit more than 2.5 shares on Friday the 13th, November 11th. that was just 0.08, just had a few bucks, I guess, left in my portfolio, remainder amount in the cash credit. The 10th, you could see I bought more, series and flurry of purchases there. Did 6 shares at 116.70. I guess the price was very low and I was feeling it. And you can just see market buy after market buy, pour the money and hoard the money. And so let's go to dividends now. And that's where you can see, again, you'll see a stark difference, a very stark difference between the dividend that I received just the other day. It was actually reinvested, I believe, just yesterday. And the one I received in August for quarter 3 of 2020. You could see that jump there, a significant, considerable difference. Again, not an accurate representation. It's not because the stock price increased. That's not what caused that jump. It's because I poured so much money in. That's why I'm not even going to do the typical percentage increase that I like to do. It's just not a correct visual. Wouldn't be totally fair to say, but we will do it. We will do it starting, say, 2021, when you could see the difference between quarter 4 of 2020, quarter 1 of 2021. That's when we'll start to do that percentage increase again, just to make it fair and accurate. But you could see, again, August 14th, it was only $39.36 that was reinvested into the holdings. And then, boom, I had poured so much money in that the most recent one was $205.58. That means that the next one should be also at least $200-something come quarter 1 of 2021. So that's not bad, because that's going to be per quarter. So if you do the math there, 200 or so, we'll call it probably will reach 210. So if you do 210 times 4, quick maths, that will be 210 times 4 would be 440. 440 a year just for holding Apple, and that will of course increase due to compound interest and purchasing more shares. Very good, very good. You can't find dividends like that. Well, you can, but not if you have that much money in it. So definitely pays off, and this goes right back in. I don't pocket this cash. I don't pocket it. So let's look at that history of that specific dividend. 23 hours ago, you can see the announcement of that dividend. It was confirmed. So first, Apple has to actually confirm the dividend. It's not 100% definite, but definitely more definite with Apple as opposed to cheap penny stocks. You don't want to count on those dividends. Those might not be as consistent, whereas a blue chip stock like Apple, you can count on. You can definitely count on their dividends. That's something you could basically guarantee 100%. But the dividend was confirmed on November 8th. And at that time, just at that time of the confirmation of that dividend, I had 1,002.818. That's the amount of shares of Apple that I had at that time. The amount that was going to be paid for quarter 4 was evidently 20 cents, 20 and a half, but we'll call it 20 cents, 21, whatever. And that was paid on November 11th. Now, I actually checked November 11th. It wasn't there yet. It still said it wasn't paid. So it took some time. I checked then the 12th. I don't believe it was completed, if my memory serves me correctly. But finally, on November 13th, Friday the 13th, it was not only completed, not only paid, but also dividend reinvestment program, dripped in and reinvested. And that bought me, let's see if we could find that history. Should that be the orders? Because it was 205, so it's going to be at least, it's not necessarily, I believe if we go to the messages, that's where you'll actually see. Here we go, there it is, the message right there. There you go. So if we go all the way down to my Apple, right there, November 13th, 2:25 p.m., my $205.58 dividend for Apple is complete. You received 1.721343 shares. So that's not shown under the orders, just so you understand. That is not shown there. But that's an additional 1.7 and change worth of shares at an average price of $119.43. So just about almost 2 shares of Apple just for holding it in 1 quarter. Not bad. 2 free shares. Didn't use anything out of my own pocket. All free. And speaking of free shares, speaking of free stocks, if you would like free stocks, you can use my Robinhood link down below in the description. You'll actually get a free stock when you sign up, something up to the value of up to Facebook, Microsoft, etc. Something of that value is the most you can get. If you do get a stock like that, please let me know. Please let me know. And I also get a free stock too when you do that, so it's mutually beneficial, win-win scenario. You use my link down below for Robinhood, get a free stock. If you don't like Robinhood, you can use Webull. Webull actually gives you 2 free shares, one valued up to $1,600. Robinhood doesn't even do that. Webull will give you 2 free shares for signing up. Use my link down below in the description. Or you can use both. You can sign up for both. Up to you. But there it is. That's my dividend history. Just wanted to do a brief update for you to show you where we are right now with Apple and the most recent dividend. Excited to see what the dividend will look like in 2021 as I continue to put more money in, and that also creates a compound interest effect. When the dividends are buying even more shares, that will earn even more dividends. It's just a snowball effect, the good old compound interest. And that's what we want to create. That's how you build wealth. That's how you build true, long-term, generational wealth. So I do hope you enjoyed that Apple update. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Smash the like button. Also go ahead and click that big red button, the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. I post videos now every single solitary day. No exceptions, no excuses. Hit that notification bell as well. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.